What's up guys, welcome to the channel. My name's Antonio Meligari. Today I'm going to be showing you my new car for the channel. Let's check it out. Come in here. So, it is a 2015 Mini Cooper. Let's take it to the car wash. The car is absolutely filthy right now. I know it doesn't really look like it. I try to keep it clean, but it's pretty dirty, so we're going to go to the car wash. Over here is the 900. I'll have a video about that another day. Gotta put the fairings on it, but for now let's clean the car up and do a review on it. So a little backstory. Back in July, I test drove and reviewed a 2017 Countryman S on the channel. I'll link the video if you haven't seen it already. And I left that review thinking how awesome and unique Mini Coopers were. I had driven one before that, but that was a couple years ago, so I had forgot how different they were. So this past winter, well, it's still winter now technically, but in January, I needed to buy a new car. So I was looking at the GTI, I was looking at some other cars, a Golf. My dad has a Golf, but I wanted something different than what family members had. So I took a look at this, and I found this car in Connecticut, and it's a certified pre-owned. It had 34,000 miles on it. It had all of the options that I wanted in a car. What I really wanted was a manual transmission. This is a 6-speed. I wanted something with leather interior, I wanted heated seats, I wanted bi-xenon bulbs, and this car ticked every single box of what I wanted in a car, so I went and I bought this one. So the engine in this car is an inline 3-cylinder developing 134 horsepower and 162 pound-feet of torque. Now, compared to some of the other videos that I've filmed on the channel, this car does not have the level of power that some of these sports cars and supercars have, but I didn't really want something with a crazy amount of power. And what's unique about this, so this is it's a twin scroll turbo. The motor in this is a B38. That's the same engine code that is used in BMW's i8. And the way that this motor makes power is very linear, and it's not a fast car, but the way it makes power, it's a lot of fun for something that's just a daily driver. The torque comes on at 1200 RPM, so you have that torque immediately, and then the horsepower around 4,000, 4,500 RPM. But you have to, before I bought this, I was thinking, 3-cylinder, but actually driving it and living with it every day, it's such a fun car to drive. It has 3 different modes, so it has eco mode, it has mid mode, and it has sport mode. In eco mode, it's really, the car is a dog. It's slow in eco mode, but it's designed like that so you can achieve 40 miles a gallon on the highway. The most I've gotten is around 38, so those figures are pretty realistic from what they tell you on the window sticker. In middle mode, I kind of use that around town. The throttle response is a little bit sharper than it is in green mode. That's what I'm driving it in right now. If I put it in sport mode, which I can do right now, the throttle response is a lot snappier. It's really there. So cool thing about this is this car also has a built-in rev match feature, so you don't have to blip the throttle for you. So I'm in third right now. If I put it in second, I don't know if you can hear it, the car is quiet, but it'll blip the throttle for you perfectly every time. I didn't know that the car had that, so when I started driving it around, I was blipping it on my own, and I said, wait a minute, the car is blipping the throttle by itself. So all of the options that you get in it for the price of the car is I think it's worth it. So another cool thing about when you change the car through the modes, depending on what mode you're in, the steering either makes itself lighter or heavier. So in sport mode, the steering is much heavier, and I must say, this car is a go-kart. Looking at Mini Cooper's roots throughout history, they've won so many World Rally Championships because of how light and how easy this car is to drive, and its handling is just sublime. So if I come through this curve here, I just press it, you know? This car, it handles like no other. I mean, I've driven a lot of cars. I know what a good handling car is, and this is just fantastic. I mean, you can basically go full throttle depending on what type of curve you go through, and it just flies through the curves. And what's unique about this and some other cars, because of the way that the power is so linear, you don't really realize how fast you're going and how much corner speed you can actually take and travel through the curve. So sometimes you're flying through curves and you look down and you say, oh brother, that was 25 miles an hour there, so don't worry about it. But you do have to be careful, because you can get yourself into some trouble because of how fun this car is to drive. It really, I say it's like a go-kart because it really is like a go-kart. So I really love the styling of this car. It's super simple, it sticks to its roots. It's slightly bigger than the previous version of Mini. So this car was optioned with bonnet stripes. It has the bi-xenon bulbs. That's part of kind of like similar to BMW's exclusive package. It also has the chrome line, so it has chrome around the grille, it has chrome around the lights, follows it across. So it's finished off with chili red, and it has a black roof. It comes optioned with the 16-inch black wheels. That chrome line follows to the back here around the tail lights, follows that. So on your Cooper S, you'll see that it has two exhausts in the middle, whereas this is just the regular Cooper, so it's one exhaust to the left side. Also, your door handles follow that chrome line. Check out the interior. It has keyless entry, so you just press that button. I feel that the interior is really a strong point of this car. Looking at other cars in its class, it's much more luxurious in my opinion. So once you get inside, you're really greeted by a very cozy cabin in my opinion. Everything in here works well for me. So starting off with the steering wheel, it's a small wheel. Everything in here is leather. It feels really nice. You have all your buttons for your phone. You can change your music. You can set your cruise control over here. Here are your blinkers, similar to BMW. You press it once, does it for a couple seconds. Hold it all the way up or all the way down, and then it just goes on forever until it cancels out. So different than other Mini Coopers, the speedometer in the previous version of Mini Cooper was here in the middle, and on the old ones, so now the speedometer is right in front of you along with your tachometer. What's pretty cool about this, so you can't really see it now because it's light out, but this is a rev counter. So if I accelerate, you can see it follows your revs and you get into your red line over here. All of the lights in the interior change color. In order to do that, so you can see this is what color it is right now, you can just press this button and you can cycle through all the lights. If you want, you hold it down and then it cycles through all the lights, and then the lights will blink, and then the lights will go on a constant loop. So this car is pretty much optioned with every option except for the center screen. It has the Harman Kardon stereo system, which sounds truly fantastic. You have your speaker here in the door, another one over there. There's actually subwoofers underneath the seat, then they're in the back as well. The sound quality is really fantastic. The seats bolstered very nicely. They hold you in. Everything in here is leather. It has the dual zone climate control. To start the car or turn it off, you press this button. When you turn it off, you have to press it twice to fully turn off the car. So obviously, because it's a stick, put your foot on the clutch, hold it all the way down, and then the car starts. Changing the car into the different modes. So right now it's in middle mode. So if I put it into sport, it'll say let's motor hard. If I put it into middle mode, let's motor. And then this is funny, let's minimalize in green mode. As you can see, all the lights change. At nighttime, you can see it more, especially down there where your feet are. But overall interior quality, I mean, I'm very impressed with it. It's much more luxurious than other cars in its class. Everything is really where you want it to be. What I like, I've talked about this on some other, when I drove the Countryman S, with the door handle, the lock and unlock buttons are integrated into the door, which I think is unique. And that's really what the biggest thing for Mini Coopers is that Mini Coopers are unique. That's the biggest part for me. That's why I wanted one, because they're different than other cars, and I like the fact that they're different. Also, this car it's optioned with the sunroof and the moonroof there in the back. So to access that, you obviously push that back, and then this button, you push it back once, it kind of opens it like that, and then you push it again. It opens fairly quickly. It's kind of cold today. It's been nicer than most days, but for the summer, I'm looking forward to having that. Also, which is nice, I have a sun visor here. So here I can look at myself. And then I have another one here on the side, which is pretty cool. I haven't really seen many cars that have two sun visors, so that's nice. So someone might ask you what the perks of driving a Mini Cooper are. One thing that really comes to mind for me is the turning radius. So I'm in a parking lot right now, I have the wheel completely locked, and I am able to turn the car completely all the way around in a very short amount of space. Parking this thing is super easy. It has the folding mirror. You've seen it on some BMWs. When you put the car in reverse, the mirror will fold down for you. Sometimes that might be annoying if you're trying to see what's behind you in that mirror because it's folded all the way down. If you come down here where the button to adjust your mirrors, if you push which mirror, either right or left, if you push it all the way to the right, it won't fold the mirror down, but if you push it to the left, it will fold the mirror down. So that was a concern that I had when I first got it. I was saying, how can I remove this? Because sometimes you need to see more on that side of the car. So I looked on the forums, and if you push it to the left, it doesn't. If you push it to the right, it doesn't fold the mirror down. So before I end this video, I've stopped a couple towns over, and I'm gonna get a nice montage of the car in the sunset. So we'll see how it comes out. So I hope you enjoyed this video. More videos to come. Check out this beautiful sunset. Got the car. Until the next one, thanks. Bye.